What is up? My name is Colby Sharp. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Michigan, and I got a bunch of new books for my classroom library thanks to my amazing school district, and I'm going to share with you today the books that we got and why I got them. I like to save as much money as I can for towards the end of the year to add books to our library because one, we have a lot of books in our classroom library and they're all bright and shiny and new to my students when they walk in. So we spend a lot of the time this year reading these wonderful books, but as some of these books start to get stale for them and they've read a lot of them, and as I get to know them better and know what books they want, I feel like the second half of the year is a great time to be adding new books to the classroom library. So I'm going to share with you all of the books that I am adding. I'll put links down in the description below if you are interested in purchasing any of these amazing books. Ready? Let's do this. All right. Number 1, Hacks by Sarah Pennypacker. I love this book. It's one of my favorite middle grade books published in the last handful of years. I can't find a copy in the classroom library. I was trying to book talk it to a kid and I couldn't find a copy, so we purchased a new one. Next up is the Shadow Children series. Many of you know book 1, Among the Hidden, and I read that aloud to my afternoon class, and they are all dying to read additional books in the series. My principal has them in her library, but I couldn't find them. I used to have all of them, so I just purchased a new set, and I'm excited for these to fly off the shelves. One of the kids in my class, I think, has read the first 4, and he's loving them, so other kids want to get to work on that. Next up, Invisible Emmie and Positively Izzy. These 2 graphic novels, I just bought the box set. We had them, but I've been taping the one together, and it's just getting too much tape, so just repurchase them. Graphic novels, as you probably know, a lot of times you just have to keep buying them because they're so well loved and so well read. Good problem to have. The Seeds of America trilogy by Lori Halls Anderson. We study this time period in social studies, and when I put out on Instagram what books do we need from this time period, my friend Brian Weislick said that I needed this series. I'm embarrassed as a reader to say I haven't read these, so I'm going to change that. I love Lori Halls Anderson's work, so excited to add these to the library and excited to read them myself. All's Fair in Middle School. Book disappeared, can't find it anywhere. Needed a new one, so that's what we do. One Crazy Summer, I have a kid who was really wanting to read this book, and I couldn't find it in my classroom library, so I purchased 2 copies. I purchased 2 copies of book 1, and then book 2 and 3, I bought the box set. So 2 copies of book 1 to get people started, books 2 and 3 for kids who want to continue to read the series. Dear Sister, this book is super popular in my class. I teach 2 classes of language arts, and it just gets in one class, and then the other class never gets a chance to read it. So now we can have 1 book being passed around in the morning, 1 book being passed around in the afternoon class. Dear Sister, I love this book. A couple of the Treehouse books. The series is super popular. I don't think that I had these 2, so problem solved. Andy Griffiths. I don't know this series at all. If you were a kid in the 13 Colonies, but I saw them, so I thought I'd give a few of them a try. There's just these little paperback books, so they didn't cost very much, and always looking for more books to help with our social studies curriculum. Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. Rowley gets his own series, which is super fun. I have 1 copy now. I have 2, so same thing. 1 can go through the morning, 1 can go through the afternoon. Kids are stoked. I'm stoked. Readers, happy teacher. Diary of an 8-Bit Warrior. I don't know if you've seen this series. It's heavy. I think I have the first 6 here. Super popular with my readers. I didn't have them. I had like 1 random copy, and they kept having to go down to my principal's office because she has them, and that's great that she has wonderful books, but I figured, hey, we should probably get them in our class as well. All right, I bought a couple of the books in the Hazardous Tales series from Nathan Hale. This Lafayette guy, I just saw Hamilton. Man, I haven't read this one. I've read a lot of the books in the series, but I haven't read Lafayette. I'm going to read it. Hamilton, man, if you haven't seen that play or heard of it, it's like a Broadway play. You probably heard of it. A+. All right, I also got King George. What was his problem? Haven't seen this one. I don't know how I missed this book. I've read a lot of great books by Steve, but haven't read this one, so excited to add that one to the classroom library. The Rough Patch, Won a Caldecott Honor. We didn't have that in our classroom, so we needed to add that to our classroom library. George vs. George, this has both sides of what was going on during the American Revolution, and we definitely don't get that enough. The kids hear the colonist side a lot, so I'm excited for them to be able to get the other point of view. I was thinking about, we're in a persuasive writing unit, maybe using, like, having them do something with the American Revolution, like, should we declare our independence? Should we not declare our independence? And using some of the things we're learning about opinion writing and that. So hopefully this book will help us with that. Aaron and Alexander. So we are studying this time period, and I saw Hamilton, so I was like just looking for every possible book that I can get. You Wouldn't Want to Be an American Colonist. This series is fun. We have other books in the series. I don't know. Kids like it. That's what matters, right? Another book in this, if you were a kid during series, if you were a kid during the American Revolution, You Wouldn't Want to Be at the Boston Tea Party. You can see I'm trying to beef up the informational Guts and Glory of the American Revolution. We had one copy of this. I thought we needed another. Ben Thompson. Looks great. Going Down Home with Daddy. I recently read this picture book and loved it. I had an advanced copy and had to get a finished copy. It's just gorgeous, a beautiful story about going to a family reunion. Loved it. Loved it! 2 more books. Seashells More Than a Home by Melissa Stewart, Sarah S. Brannon. They did the Feathers book, and that was awesome. So excited to add Seashells to the classroom library. It's so beautiful. Man, excited to read that. And then finally, Operation Frog Effect. La, 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 la. I love this book. Read it over spring break. My friend Margie Culver recommended it. Blew my mind. Absolutely stunning and breathtaking. So we have a lot of books. Please let me know what books you're adding to your classroom library as we head into the home stretch of another amazing school year. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. I hope all of your book dreams are coming true. Have a wonderful day. I have to go get my kids from lunch, and happy, happy reading.